All I've ever wanted to do is kill him. A day doesn't go by when I don't think about subjecting him to every horrendous torture he's dealt out to others, and then end him. But if I do that, if I allow myself to go down into that place, I'll never come back.
What is good, y'all? Today I am back with a brand new video slash rant video. Now today is going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about DC once again, but this time it's not Superman, nor is it any other DC project that I've been mentioning in the last couple weeks or months. It is Batman. Now this topic is going to be very divisive, and I can already see the comments. I can already see people talking about this, and maybe if y'all are new here, if y'all like DC content or anything superhero related, make sure to subscribe while you're at it. Today we're going to be talking about Zack Snyder's thoughts and stuff on Batman's no-kill rule. Now, what I will say is that Zack Snyder is a very, very divisive director in the superhero business. Now, say what you will about Man of Steel, say what you will about Batman v Superman. Some people say they like it, some people say they hate it. I genuinely thought Man of Steel was okay. Like, it wasn't great, but it could have been better. But Batman v Superman, I don't even want to touch ever again. But deep down, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about his interpretation of this character.
There's a scene where, and I copied it kind of in Batman vs Superman, where he grabs the M60, he busts through the wall,
right?
And he grabs the M60,
yes.
And he's like, the guy's like, in the comic book, he's like got this kid, the mutant has this kid with a gun to his head.
Yep.
And he's like, I'll kill him, I swear I'll do it. And Batman says, I believe you, and he shoots him straight in the head.
Whoa, hold on. No, real quick, he does not shoot anyone in the freaking head, because if you want to go read the comic for yourself, I literally have it right then and there in my inventory. I've read this book at least maybe 4 or 5 times now this in the last couple of weeks, and it's so good. If you do go to the scene of him, trying to save that kid, if you look around the same exact area in that comic frame, there's no bullet hole in this person's head at all. You can clearly see in the top right that it is literally shot in the wall rather than in the person. So he does save the kid, but he doesn't murder someone later down the line, because we know Batman does use guns, but in this way he did that in order to scare the mutant. He didn't do that to shoot him at all. If you go to 11 pages next, he has a line that explains what he does as a no-kill rule. It says, there's only one thing about it that makes any sense to me. It says, just pull this trigger and blast him from the face of this earth, though that means crossing a line that I drew myself 30 years ago. So this is 10 pages or 11 pages after this. So either Zack Snyder might have read through The Dark Knight and just might have thought oh, Batman just shot this guy, that's gonna be awesome, and didn't read what happened afterwards. That doesn't even sound anything remotely close to what he does in the comics mainly, or even in the animated movie, matter of fact, because he does the same exact thing in the comic and in the animated movie, but deep down we don't really get a scene like this in the Snyderverse. Deep down it's just not written well, and it's poorly executed. So yeah, if I'm being honest though, I feel like Zack has kind of misunderstood the whole point of Batman's ideology of killing criminals in general, because this is the same character that literally says, this is the weapon of a coward, we do not use them, and breaks the gun over his knee. Also the same reason why he explained he doesn't kill Joker. Maybe do I think he should kill some of his enemies? Maybe, but Joker definitely. But I have no idea why he's still alive, if I'm being honest. If we're going by Zack's logic, by Batman killing people, why doesn't Batman just murder the Joker? He's going around killing all these low-level other criminals. He's not, Batman isn't Batman if he's going around snapping everybody's necks and just, you know, stabbing them with a knife or something. That's not Batman. That's like, he'd be no better than all the villains he's trying to lock up personally, you know, like, because they're committing crimes and he has to lock them up and rehabilitate them completely.
That was his response to the no-win situation, was create a scenario where he wins, which is cool, which is a cool character, you know, that's a cool character move. But like, that's kind of how I felt. That's what they would say, don't do that to Batman. Don't put him in a no-win situation because we don't want to see him lose.
I mean, no, you should, because in fact, that's actually a really intriguing, you know, incident to be in for like Batman, because genuinely he's been in situations like this all the time in comics. And either way, we don't want Batman to, you know, straight up like murder a person or a criminal. Like, deep down, if he's trying to save somebody or complete the task that is in front of him, like not murdering the person, you know, rehabilitating the criminals, simple shit like that, you know. Punisher would still, either way, would kill, you know, the person that is trying to hurt that person, but Batman wouldn't do no such thing. It's not even comparable. Like, I'm sorry.
Lose. Like, we can't see him lose. He has to maintain this godlike status.
And this line too. God-like status. I know Frank Miller has made Batman kind of more of a god in the book than Zack really did in, you know, his movies. It's supposed to interpret that this version of Batman's a little bit more older and a little bit more, you know, aggressive towards the criminals, but it doesn't make him a flat out like killer. But all he really needed to do was let him fight Superman, you know, in order to kill Superman, and then be like, yeah, you weren't a god and you weren't even a man either. So he just, you know, get away with that kind of stuff and be able to say it. But for him to interpret this as the mainline Batman as like a fact, like it doesn't add up to anything, and it just makes the continuity of these, you know, other universes, you know, not add up, you know. So deep down, this comic takes place in an alternate reality where criminals are more aggressive and violent just because Batman comes out of retirement. So none of that is even adapted remotely close, even in the goddamn movie itself. I'm sorry, Zack, but that's just wrong.
And that's what the cool thing about Frank Miller. Frank Miller said, fuck it. I want to see who this guy like if a guy, so you're saying to me that I've got a gun to this kid's head, you're Batman, there's no move, there's no trick, there's no throwing the batarang, there's no a dust ball to distract me, like I've just got to pull the trigger and I kill this kid.
Well, that's because like Batman doesn't even kill anybody. Like, Jesus Christ, Snyder, like what the, like that doesn't even make any sense at all. Yeah, at this point, like, he's completely misunderstood, like, this character. Like, if he couldn't get Batman right or Superman right, then like even the person who worked on the animated movie of The Dark Knight Returns, Jay Olivia, he agrees that Batman should have murdered the person that was holding that kid captive. And for them to, you know, blatantly say that and just be like, yeah, that would be something that he would do, and doubles down the fact that Batman kills people, because if he crosses that line,
I'll never come back.
There is no turning back for him. Like, he will not take a life. He would either turn himself in or he'd be quitting being Batman at that point. Like, that's literally what he wouldn't do.
So you're saying in that scenario, what's Batman supposed to do? Right. Yeah, he's gonna lay down his gun. What's he gonna do? Like, it's the guy says to him, I'll do it, I swear it.
I believe you is perfect.
Yeah, I believe you. And
I
then,
believe you.
I believe that, yeah, he's fundamentally misunderstood this character completely. The fact that I'm glad thank God Zack didn't even make a fucking Batman movie, dude. Like, that would have been the worst thing I would have seen. Like, yeah, like, I've read this comic so many times, dude, in the last, like, few months. Like, it's so good. Like, looking at the panels and, like, you know, the writing and, you know, the aesthetic to, like, the gritty atmosphere to it. But, like, yeah, it's better than what we originally got, you know? But overall, I think y'all understand now that I've, covered this. It doesn't really add up with how he, interprets Batman. So for them to say that they want the Snyderverse to come back, where Ben Affleck doesn't show no interest in playing Batman ever again, Ezra Miller's in like a Looney Tunes kind of binge or some shit, so he's kind of loony. Gal Gadot is like Siri, but an actress. Ray Fisher, yeah, he doesn't want to work with DC again. Jason Momoa is now Lobo, which is peak casting. And Henry Cavill, that's a lot of stuff to open up later on, but let me tell you, I don't even want to get into that though. So for now, this is what I'm covering. Like, what are you guys' thoughts on this? Is Zack really right or wrong in this scenario? Let me know down below. Like, I'm ready for the floodgates to open. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.